Hi, my name is Bree Andrews, and I am the president of the Allen County Young Democrats, aka the Young Dems. I joined the Young Dems as a community advocate, wanting to advocate for the reform of initiatives closest to my heart and to serve the people in my community. I didn't know anything about politics at the time, but I used my community advocacy combined with my ability to do my own research to get me in the rooms with people and political caucuses that did know politics and were actually getting initiatives successfully implemented and bills passed. Now that I know what I know, I want everyone to know the importance and value of voting in our upcoming local and presidential elections. Generally, in order to vote, you must be 18 years old, a U.S. citizen, a resident of the state in which you're voting in, have either a state ID, driver's license, or passport. You must be registered to vote in the state in which you are a resident in, and this registration process can be done in person, online, and by mail. And finally, if you are not mailing in your vote, you must have transportation to the polls. Many people actually volunteer to take people to the polls. I know in Fort Wayne specifically, once you register to vote, your number is added to a call log list so that we can call you and offer you transportation to the polls. CityLink buses are also busing registered voters in need of transportation to the polls. Now, these are pretty standard requirements, so why is it that many people still aren't voting? Some of those reasons include lack of interest or engagement, failure to complete the registration process, lack of knowledge or uncertainty about candidates and the issues that they support, social media misinformation, feeling like their vote won't matter or have any impact, and of course, the Electoral College's involvement in the presidential election. Voting in local elections is crucial for several reasons. Direct impact. Local elections have a direct impact on your daily life, influencing decisions on education, public safety, infrastructure, and community services. Voting in local elections also holds local officials accountable for their actions and policies. Representation. Local officials represent your community's interests, ensuring that your voice is heard. And especially, building a stronger democracy. Voting in local elections strengthens democracy and bridges the gap between civic, community, and political engagement, because they should go hand in hand. I feel like that gives you the information as to why you should vote in local elections. Now I know what you're thinking. Fine, Bree. I understand voting locally. I can see how that might be important and how that directly affects me. But what about the presidential election? Surely that's a reach. I hear you. And I understand, but voting in a presidential election is crucial, even though the Electoral College ultimately decides who the president will be. Let me tell you why. When it comes to presidential elections, your vote influences the Electoral College's decision. In most states, the candidate who wins the popular vote gets all or most of that state's electoral votes. So by voting, you help determine which candidate wins in your state. In tight races, your vote can make a difference in your state's outcome, potentially swinging the electoral votes in favor of your preferred candidate. And of course, representation. Voting sends a message to elected officials about the issues that matter to you, helping ensure that your concerns are represented and handled properly. This is why it's imperative that young people begin flooding the polls to vote. We need everyone voting, especially that 18 to 35 age range. Yes, you guessed it, are millennials and Gen Zs. Young people make up a significant portion of the population, meaning we have the power to swing elections, both local and presidential. Young people bring fresh ideas and perspectives, helping to shape the future and challenge the typical societal norms, so that we can grow with the times, the current times, and be progressive and inclusive to all. When we vote, we encourage diversity and representation, we amplify marginalized voices, and we drive social change. Throughout history, young people have been at the forefront of social movements, driving progress and reform. And of course, shaping the future. The young vote has the power to shape the future, creating a better world for ourselves and the generations to come after us. We all need to be voting, especially in this election, where we have the opportunity to combat certain issues that are taking us backwards into the Stone Ages. This is the time. My name is Bree Andrews, and I am the president of the Allen County Young Democrats, and I invite you to follow us on Facebook. Come to our meetings and get in the know with politics. You don't have to do this journey alone. We want to educate you, we want to walk alongside you, and build a better tomorrow for our country as a whole. You can find additional information about our presidential candidates below. Find us on Facebook with the link, and register to vote with the link below as well. I'll see you at the polls.